जय राधा माधव जय कुंज बल्लभा जय
अनंत कोटि वैष्णव वृंद की जय। गौर निताय कृष्ण बलराम जगन्नाथ बलदेव सुभद्रा महारानी की जय। राधा गोपीनाथ राधा कृष्ण चंद्र राधा माधव की जय। सौवेद गौर भक्त वृंद की जय। ग्रंथराज श्रीमद भागवतम की जय। निताय गौर प्रेमानंदे। नारायणं नमस्कृत्य नरं चैव नरोत्तमं देवीं सरस्वतीं व्यासं ततो जयमुदीरयेत्। वेदे रामायणे चैव पुराणे भारते तथा आदवन्ते च मध्ये च हरिः सर्वत्र गीयते। मूकं करोति वाचालं पङ्गुं लङ्घयते गिरिं यत्कृपातमहं वन्दे श्रीगुरों दीनतारिणं परमानन्दमाधव। परमानंद हे माधव पदुंगलक्ष्मी मकरंद से मकरंद पान करी आनंदे बोल हरि हरि। हरिंगना में बांधवेला परिकरी चकाडुळा से चकाडुळांक पयरे मनमो राहु निरंतरे मनमो निरंतरे राहु। हा कृष्ण बलि जीव जाओ हा कृष्ण बलि जाओ जीव मते उद्धर राधाधव। मते उद्धर राधाधव मते उद्धर राधाधव। धर्म प्रोज्झित कलितवोत्र परम निर्मत्सराणां शताम् वेद्यं वास्तवमत्र वस्तु शिवदं तापत्रयोन्मूलनं श्रीमद्भागवते महामुनिकृते किं वा परिरीश्वरः सद्यो हृद्यवरुध्यते प्रकृतिभिः शुश्रूषोभिस्तत्क्षणात् निगमकल्पतरोर्गलितं फलं सुखमुखादमृतद्रवसं जितं पिबत भागवतं रसमालयं मुहुरहो रसिका भुवि भावुकः अनर्थोपशमं साक्षात् भक्तियोगमधुक्षजे लोकस्य जानतः विद्वांश्चक्रे सात्वतसंहितां यस्यां वै श्रूयमाणायां कृष्णे परमपुरुषे भक्तिरुत्पद्यते पुंसां शोकमोहभयापः। श्रीमद्भागवतं पुराणममलं यद्वैष्णवानां प्रियं यस्मिन् पारमहंसमेकममलं ज्ञानं परमगीयते। तत्र ज्ञानविरागभक्तिसहितं नैष्कर्म्यमाविष्कृतं तच्छृणन् सुपठन् विचारन् परो भक्त्या विमुच्ये नरः। अर्थोऽयं ब्रह्मसूत्राणां भारतार्थविनिर्णयः गायत्रीभाष्यरूपसो वेदार्थपरिबृंहितः सर्ववेदेतिहासानं सारं सारं समुद्धृतम् सर्ववेदान्तसारं हि श्रीमद्भागवतमीश्वरे तद्रसामृततृप्तस्य नान्यत्र सद्रतिः क्वचित्। कृष्णभक्तिरसस्वरूप श्रीभागवत ताथे वेदशास्त्र परममहत्। चारि वेद उपनिषदे जत किछु হয় তার অর্থলয় ব্যাস করিল সংজয় জীবের নিস্তার লাগি সূত্র কইল ব্যাস मायावादी भाष्य सुनिले हया सर्वनाश जाओ भागवत पढ़। वैष्णवेरस्थाने कांताश्रय कर चैतन्य चरणे भागवत जनामानि सजवन समतार शास्ता आज जन्मे जन्मे प्रभु जमा। हरे कृष्ण 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 हरे 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 राम 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 हरे हरे। ओम नमो भगवते वासुदेवाय। ओम नमो भगवते वासुदेवाय। ओम नमो भगवते वासुदेवाय। Hare Krishna. All the devotees, I first offer my humble obeisances. I'm from Bhubaneswar, Odisha, so it's a great opportunity for me to be with you. And Temple Authority has given me this wonderful opportunity to speak something about Damodara Lila. So, first I have to recite a verse from Srimad Bhagavatam, 8th canto, first canto, 8th chapter, text number 31. Please recite after me. This is related to Damodara Lila. गोप्या ददे त्वयि कृता गसिदाम तावत् कृता मताव जाते दशाश्रुकलिलाञ्जन सम्भ्रमाख्यम् वक्त्रं निनीय भयभावनया स्थितस्य वक्त्रं भयभावनया स्थितस्य सामां विमोहयत भीरपि जद्बिभेति सामां विमोहयति भीः गोप्या ददे त्वयित्कृता गसिदाम तावत् जाते दशाश्रुकलिलाञ्जनसम्भ्रमाख्यम् वक्त्रं निनीय भयभावनया स्थितस्य सामां विमोहयति भीरपि जद्बिभेति. The translation is given by Srila Prabhupada. My dear Krishna, Yashoda took up a rope to bind you when you committed an offense, and your perturbed eyes overflowed with tears, which washed the mascara from your eyes, and you were afraid. Though fear personified is afraid of you, this sight is bewildering to me. So it has a long purport. I don't want to go to the purport. So anyway, this is a verse from the prayers of Queen Kunti, first canto, 8th chapter. Kunti Maharani is completely bewildered by the personalities, by different kind of behavior when she saw Krishna was leaving Dwaraka. And when the Damodara Leela was performed by Krishna in Braja, Kunti Maharani was there at that time, on that particular day. That's why in Damodara Leela, Krishna was completely dependent and was quite afraid of Jashoda Mai. And Krutagasi means he felt himself as a culprit because he committed a crime of breaking the churning pot and also giving butter to the monkeys. And Jashoda Mai, when she caught him, and Krishna was crying, and he was crying so profusely, just like he was so much afraid. And he's rubbing his eye with his hands, and the masakra, the black ointment in his eyes, was smeared all around his face. This is one aspect of Krishna Madhurya Bhav. And Kunti is bewildered is because he saw, she saw though in the Pandavas' life, Krishna saved Pandavas from very, very different terrible dangers. Visan Mahagni Purusada Darsanada Satsabhaya Vanavasa Krichrata. From the, that is, Kunti Maharani gave the chart, the list of the calamities they went through. Bishan, from the poison, from the conflagration of when they tried to burn the Pandavas, and also terrible life they went through in forests. They had to fight with man-eating demons, lot of dangers. So the Kunti was very perturbed, very disturbed because she could not match those two kinds of leelas. First is the controller, the master, with supreme majestic form, the universe. This is the Aishwarya aspect of Krishna. But when Kunti was in the Gokula on the day exactly on the Deepavali day when Krishna was bound by Mother Yashoda with a rope, Kunti was there. Krishna was afraid. She said, Jadabhibheti, the fear personified, is afraid of you, but you are afraid of Mother Yashoda. That's I'm unable to comprehend this sort of pastimes. So Why Krishna was bound by Mother Yashoda? Krishna is not, as we know, Krishna came here to the world, descended here into the world for enacting pastimes. Lots of pastimes he did because Swayam Krishna came in the last Vapari Yuga. Swayam Krishna doesn't always come to this world. Only very rare, one day in the Brahma, one time Krishna himself comes. Why does he come here? Kalau janisyamananam dukkha sokatamudam anugrahaya bhaktanam swapunya divyatanojjasaha. Ninth canto Srimad Bhagavatam. Sukadeva Goswami said, Kalau janisyamananam. In this age of Kali, the age of hypocrisy and quarrel, everywhere there is quarrel. Kali means disagreement, fighting, quarrel. In this sort of age, dukkhasoka tamodudam. Everybody is affected by these miseries, lamentation, fear, everybody, anxieties, everywhere. In family, in society, anywhere you go. And even the international level. So many other great danger with the chaos and turmoil. So Kalo Janishamana, those who will take birth in the age of Kali, Dukkha Soka Tamonudam, their life will be full of dangers and trouble and anxieties. Therefore, Krishna came here and enacted lots of pastimes. The Dukkha Soka Tamonudam, Anugrahaya Bhaktana, to become so much merciful, especially to the devotees, because there is no hope of getting happiness and peace in the world, no matter how much you try. Therefore, Krishna came. How can one become? How can I become peaceful and happy in this world? Only one way: just by listening and talking about Krishna, listening his pastimes, speaking his pastimes. One can become happy. This is the only way. Anugrahaya bhaktanam swapunya vyatano jasa. Vyatano means spread. He spread his own pastimes, the jasa, his glories, all over the world. All over the world, just so that devotees can take advantage of it in this midst of get oceanic miseries. They can become happy. So, Krishna is Lila Purushottama. You know, Lila Purushottama means Krishna's every activity is a Lila. You know what's the difference between karma and Lila? We are not performing Lila. We are bound by bound by the situation. We cannot go beyond this situation. Everybody is under situation. We cannot do what as we wish. But Krishna does what he wishes. Lila means he can act any way he wants, but we act under some such certain circumstances, under situation. That's not Lila, it's karma. So Krishna's Lila Purushottam, entire life, every bit of activities he did, what's Lila? Lila Purushottam. Mahaprabhu is Prema Purushottam. So Krishna, he said, other religion, like the Muslim religion and Christian religion, they say that God is something big, He's the creator of the world, destroyer of the world, He's waiting for the one who is committing sin, God will punish him. But they cannot describe the real form, his activities. They cannot. Prabhupada said, we can give the address of Krishna. आराध्य भगवान ब्रजेश तनय तद्धाम वृंदावन रम्या काचिद उपासना ब्रजबल वर्गेन च कल्पिता आराध्य भगवान ब्रजेश तनय. The only person, the only God is Krishna, is the supreme personality of God. He is only worshipable. Brajesha Tanaya, and specific it's a Brajesha Tanaya, the son of the king of Braja, Nanda Maharaj. So Krishna is not something impersonal, God is not something impersonal. He's a symbol of love. He's another aspect. Yes, God has Aishwarya, he's the like maintainer, the destroyer, the creator in Vishnu form. but actually Krishna, in Krishna form, is very loving. He has a loving dealings with the devotees. So in this specifically in this particular Leela of Jashoda Mai and Krishna, we should listen because it's a very long Leela. So time is very short. We can go as far as possible. The time permits us. One day this happened that gopis every day came with some complaints about Krishna. Why? Because Krishna was stealing butter from their house. And in so many, this is what gopis wanted, that Krishna should come to our house and steal butter. But in the name, in the plea of complaining, they would come to Jasodama's house just to see Krishna. They should have some kind of plea to see Krishna. Why you are coming at our house? Because we have some complaint. So they, in this way, every day they come with some complaint, and somebody says like he stole my butter. Somebody say he was like she sweared at me, and lots of complaints. But especially stealing butter. It happened. Jasodamai was very much concerned about Krishna. Of course, Jasodamai never chastised Krishna until this day, Deepavali day, when he chastised. First time he chastised Krishna. Never, never. He said, okay, please, if he stole something, okay, you can take whatever butter or anything you would like from my house, but never say any complaint against my son, my child. Well, one day, Jasodamai was thinking, when I have this opportunity, so that I can feed Krishna with with the butter made of my hand, made with. So it's in this way she was looking for some opportunity. So one day it came, it was Indra Jaga. The day after Deepavali is Govardhan Puja. Indra Jaga, there was a big, huge arrangement for performing some kind of some Jaga. Jaga means sacrifice to the Indra. In this way, one day, all the Gopas, they went to Govardhan. They went to Govardhan, and Jasodamai was there, and some maid servants were there. Jasodamai was looking for this kind of opportunity. So he engaged the maid servants in different kind of active household chores, and she himself was about to churn the butter for Krishna. It was early morning. Jasodamai was there, and he was churning butter. And while she was churning, then uh, she was singing about the glories of Krishna. Jani jani hagitani tadbala charitani cha. Whatever activities are, whatever lila Krishna performed, like killing of Trinavarta, killing of the Putana, and Krishna scrolling, Krishna, whatever pastime that comes to her mind, she was chanting and singing, and Krishna was in bed. When Krishna heard the singing, he went up to Jasodamai. He went up to Jasodamai and said, and Jasodamai was looking at him, but she didn't want to say anything. Krishna immediately got up onto her lap and started to suck her breasts. So everything in the spiritual world, it's transcendental. The breast, the milk from her breast was profusely flowing, and Krishna was also sucking the breast. It went on for a long time, and Jasodama stopped churning butter. Went on for a long time, but at some moment, Jasodama collected some special kind of milk, especially for Krishna, and it was on the stove. The milk was boiling over. He put aside Krishna. Then ran to that spot. Krishna was very much angry. Very much angry. Then he broke that churning part. Jasodamai didn't know. He did it so intelligently, so with some trick, not a single like bit of sound was coming out of that breaking. Then the whole the floor, entire floor was flooded with the butter and yogurt. Then Krishna went to another room and he was taking butter it was hanging from the sewing and he was taking butter. Jasodamai came and saw who did this, but she could know that this was the deed of Krishna. And she was very happy. She didn't even become angry, but she wanted to punish him because to correct him. That this was the time it first started. She started to punish him. But it was not difficult to find where Krishna went because she saw the footprint of Krishna. Krishna was running. When she ran out of fear, he ran out of fear, the footprint was on that butter. So Jasodamai understood that this is the room he went. So with a stick in her hand, so she went to that room. Well, she saw that Krishna was stealing butter from the swing and giving it to monkeys. Especially in that, sorry, one. So Krishna was, she was, yeah, he was giving butter to the monkeys. At the same time, he was looking here and there if mother came or not. And Jasodamai was enjoying. Mother Jashoda was enjoying, especially this particular pastimes. Krishna was fearing. He was afraid. His eyeballs were rolling around if mother came or not. But when he first time he saw that the mother is just behind him. Tamatayasti prasamekshya satvara ततो वरुह्यापससार भीतवत् गुप्यानुधावन् जमापजोगिना क्षमं प्रवेष्टुं तपसेरितं मनः. The Sanskrit will give some energy to speak something because I'm not very good at speaking. Tamatta yasti prasamiksha sattvaram. When Krishna at once saw his mother was right behind him with a stick. Tamat yasti means stick. Prasamiksha sattvaram. Immediately, tato varuhya pasasar bhitavat. Avaruhya. And he was on the martyr and taking the butter from the swing and giving it to the monkeys. Immediately, he was so much afraid. Tato avaruhya left. He left. I mean, he jumped off that martyr, and Bhitavat, like a lightning bolt, he started running. Gopyanudhavan Jamapajogina. Here, Sukada Goswami giving a great Vedic conclusion. Gopya Anudhavan. Krishna knew that mother wouldn't chase me. Why? Because she's so fat. Well, it would go overweight. She will never chase after me. At the same time, she cannot catch me. Krishna was so fast. And here giving the Sukadeva Goswami giving the Vedic conclusion, strong conclusion, Gopya Anudhavan, but Krishna didn't expect that Jashoda would chase him, would come after him. Jamapa Jogina, here giving the greatest truth that the Yogina, those who are very, very expert in meditation, yogi, Ashtanga yogi, and those who have cleared their mind, purified their mind with great austerity, they cannot think of Krishna. They cannot think of Krishna, but Jashoda tried to catch him physically. This is the conclusion. The yogis were trying so hard to think of Krishna, to think his lotus feet, to have some glimpse of the Paramatma. Still they cannot. With purified mind, with great austerity, that Krishna, it was chased by Jasoda, physically to catch him. This is the conclusion. So khyamang praveshtam tapase iritang mana tapasa iritang manang. The mind purified tapasya by great austerity, and the yogi are unable to catch Krishna mind. Still, Jasoda tried to catch him physically, not catch him with his hand. So in this way, went on, and Krishna was in the at first he ran over. He ran around his house, this house to that house, this house, that. Jasoda was chasing after him. In this way, Krishna ran to the street. In the middle of the street, Krishna was running. Krishna was running, and Jasoda was chasing after him, and everyone is looking at what's the queen chasing after the little child. Everyone was looking and astonished how this happened. In this way, Jasoda was so sweating, profusely sweating, and the flowers of her hair were falling, and he was breathing so heavily. She was breathing so heavily, but she couldn't catch Krishna. Krishna was going like zigzag way, like this. So it was very difficult for her to catch him. In this way, at last, when Krishna found the mother was she is very after me, and she was so determined. She'll definitely she'll catch me. But Krishna, because Jasoda was laboring so hard, so Krishna was very much impressed. So he allowed himself to catch by her. Kritagasantang prarudantamakshini कसन्तमञ्जन्मसिनि स्वपाणिना उद्भिक्षमाणं भयव्यूहलेक्षणं हस्ते गृहीत्वा विषयन्तवागुरात्. And the same scene was described by Satyavrata Muni. Namami Swarang Sachidananda Rupam Lasat Kundalango Kule Bhrajamanam Jashoda Vyulukha Ladhabamanam Paramristamartyam Tatodritya Gopya. The running scene. Jasoda was chasing, Krishna was running. This is the scene, the first sloka of Damodarastakam. Jasoda Vyolukha Ladhabamanam. The Krishna who ran to jump off the Ulukhala, the martyr, and he was running. Why? Because of Bhiya from Yashoda, out of fear from Yashoda. That Damodar, that Krishna, I'm paying my obeisances. This is the first sloka of Damodar Astakam. But second sloka also explained the Srimad Bhagavatam. Kritagasantam prarudantam akshini. Kritagasan feel himself to be a culprit. I committed the crime. First crime, I broke the churning pot. Second crime, I gave the butter to the monkeys. And well, Krutagasantam Prarudanta Prakrista Rupena Rudanta. Rudanta means she was crying. Like crying means not just like little crying, but crying with sound, weeping. As a Prarudanta Makshini, Kashanta Manjan Masini Swapanina. Panina means with its palm, its hand. He was rubbing his own eyes. Anjan, massacre. The black ointment was all over his face. Udvikshamanam bhayaboivalekshanam. And he was afraid of Jasoda. Because Jasoda was never angry before. Never mind how many complaints she received from the gopis. Never angry. She was always very loving, very happy, and he was taking care of Gopal. But first time he was angry. She was angry first time. Then he said, Udvikshamanam bhayapi valekshanam. And Krishna saw the fearful form of Yasoda. And that is why Krishna went, sir, and haste grohitva vishayantyavagurat. Jasada caught him. Paraparamrishta means Krishna was caught by Jasoda, and haste gruhitva, taking him with her hand, and he abagurat, Vishayant abagurat. She chastised him with strong words. Banar Bandhu, the friend of the monkeys, it's enough. I was thinking the gopis were wrong, but I saw in your own house you were stealing. And all the whole morning from the dawn up to the end of the morning, this show was going on. And Jasoda was very much tired, and she was sweating profusely, and she was determined to punish him. And she chastised him with strong words. You are a thief, mischievous, naughty, lot of things she said. It's enough. I tolerated so much from you, but no more. While she was doing that, this was very pleasing to Krishna, but outwardly she was crying. Krishna said, Krishnadas Kaviraj Goswami, Chaitamrita, Krishna Chaitanya Chaitamrita, explained the Madhurya Bhav of Krishna. Mata more putra gyane करे न बंधन अतिहीन ज्ञान करे लालन पालन. Krishna becomes very much pleased when somebody treats him like inferior, but it's not easy. It's madhurya bhakti. It's not sadhana bhakti. We are given sadhana bhakti. Okay, wake up in Mangala Arati, observe Ekadasi fasting, observe the principles, four regulatory principles, 16 rounds. This sadhana bhakti. It's not pleasing to Krishna. Krishna is impressed only if we satisfy our spiritual master, then Krishna is impressed, then he will give the adhikar to perform this Raganuga bhakti. But this is Raganuga bhakti. Madhamari putra jnane karena bandhan. Mada means mother. My mother, she binds me. How? Because she thinks I'm her son. She thinks I'm her son, just like our simple little child. We don't care for him. Care means like we don't care whatever he says. Just like we behave not disrespectfully. It's not the exact word. Not take her words so seriously. Stop. Don't make noise. Exactly like that. This kind of behavior. Hina gyan. Not with respectful, with so much respect. Oh, ऐसे के अति hina ज्ञान करे लालन पालन. And the mother takes care of a child, uh, just like uh, just like we see in our day-to-day dealings, we treat our child. Jasada Mata never thinks Krishna was was God, the supreme person, and Krishna doesn't like it. Krishna likes loving relationship. So सखामरे शुद्ध सखा शुद्ध सख्य करे स्कंद आरोहण तुम्ही कोण बड़ लोक तुम्ही आमाशम. And while playing with the cowherd friends, they will they would climb upon the shoulder of Krishna. They will chastise Krishna. They will fight with Krishna. This is a Shuddha Sakhya Bhav. Pure, really pure bhakti, Raganuga bhakti. In this way, anyway, when Jashoda Mata caught Krishna, then Krishna was very much crying. Jashoda Mata chastised him with strong words. But she saw she was crying because I have this stick in my hand. That's why she threw away the sticks. Taktva justing shutang bitang vigyaya arbhakavatsala. Arbhakavatsala. Very much intense love for Krishna. But she could understand. That's because the stick in my hand, that's why he's crying so hard. ये स किल तो बद्धुं दामना तदत तदत तदभिर्य को विदा. She threw away the sticks, but she determined that I will bind him. I will bind him. I will never let him go away. That's why she was determined. In her heart, she was thinking that if I let her go, then he will go away to Jamuna or somewhere because now the whole thing, so many things happened in the morning, and I have not done this household chores yet. So she tried to bind him with a small rope, small rope, and he was first in her braid, in her hair. It was there was a small little, the women generally bind their head with some kind of rope, small rope. It's a thin rope. So Jashoda tried to. Krishna was very little, and Jashoda tried to bind him with a small rope, but it was 2 fingers short. Here, Sukadev Goswami giving a nice conclusion. Na chantar na bahirjasya na parbang na pichaparam purba parang bahin chantar jagato ju jagatjajaha. कुछ न चांतर न बहिर्जस्य. Krishna in the form of Vishwarupa, universal form. There is no end. There is no where to begin, where to stop. Just like this microphone stand. It has a beginning, it has an end. Sima, there's limit. Everybody in the world has a limit. To start somewhere, to end somewhere. But where is Krishna? Where Krishna starts and where he ends? In the Vishwarupa. Nachantar na bahirjasya. She has no inside, no outside. And purba, na purba na apichapara. No previous, no after. And purbaparang bahichantar jagatu, enter in Brahma Sangita I said, Jaseka Nishwa Sitakala Mathavalanga Jivanti Loma Vilaja Jagadandanatha. From the hair whole of Mahavishnu, countless Jagatas, the Vishwas, the universes are coming from. So where to start, where to end? And Jashoda she was in so loving affection to Krishna. She couldn't find. She was trying to bind Krishna, but Krishna's all-pervasive form, Krishna's Aishwarya, never let her to bind him. That's why whatever she brought the little rope first. It was 2 fingers short. Then she brought another rope and joined it. Then when to take it around, and it was 2 fingers short. And she another brought. In this way, she went on bringing all the ropes from her house, but it was still two fingers short. But it was already end of the day, like of almost 9 o'clock, and the gopis were looking at. They were very astonished. Jashoda herself was astonished. Why it is 2 fingers short? And she would Gopi tried to dissuaded her. Don't do that. Okay, the child is becoming very mischievous. Okay, if you bind him, still you cannot correct him. She will do the same thing next day. So why are you trying to bind him? Don't do that. But Jasoda was so determined. And in this way, her determination was increasing. I will bind her. I will bind Krishna. So he was so tired. Krishna saw her hair was disheveled and she was profusely sweating. And it was already the end of the morning. But she was determined. Never mind, if I have to take all the ropes from the village, I will bind him, bind Krishna. Krishna saw the parisrama, the labor of Jasoda. That's how he got caught by Jasoda. He got bound by Jasoda. Swamatoh Shvinnagatraya Visrasta Kavarasraja. When Krishna saw Swamatoh, when Krishna saw Mother Jasoda Shvinnagatraya, Her entire body was wet with sweat. She was sweating. Her clothes were sweating. And Bisrasta Kabarasraja. Her hair was disheveled, scattered, and the flowers on her hair was falling. And she was very much, drustva parisramam. Parisramam means she was trying hard to bind him. And it was, she was laboring so hard. Krishna was very much impressed. And at the end, when Krishna saw the parisrama, the endeavor, the perseverance of Yashoda, here two things are here: perseverance and kripa. We are performing devotional service, all of we are doing the same. But Krishna wants our parisrama. In this specifically in this sloka, Sukadev Goswami pointed out two things. Dushtva parisramam Krishna. Just like a family man is working hard from dawn to dusk, so are working hard to maintain his family, to please his wife, children, how much they're working. Tirelessly working. Similarly, devotee has to work for Krishna, like just show that in this, especially in this Damodara Leela, there is sadhana bhakti and prema bhakti. Krishna becomes only happy if we see our sadhana, our parisram. Parisram how? How much labor we should make. Just like sweating, working day and night, just like a family man, a Bisai, a materialistic man is working so hard. Similarly, devotee brahmachari sons, everyone has to work hard for Krishna. Then Krishna becomes impressed. Drishtva parisramam Krishna. When he saw that someone is working so hard, living so hard, great perseverance, putting every endeavor she can or he can, then Kripaya, then naturally Krishna become merciful. And Srimad Bhagavad Gita, it is said, तद्विद्धि प्रणिपातेन परिप्रश्नेन सेवया उपदेक्ष्यन्ति ते ज्ञान ज्ञानिनः तत्त्वदर्शिनः. Tattvadarshi Guru, the representative of Krishna, he also treats his disciples in the same way. Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati Goswami Thakur, he often he often told his disciples that I am so heartless, I am so hard on you. I will never let anyone become easygoing. Easygoing because the Visrama means the rest is Maya. Whenever you take rest, then naturally the materialistic thoughts that come to your mind and try to become enjoy. We should work hard day and night unless you feel really, unless you feel barely need of rest, then you should not take rest. This is the Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati Goswami Thakur's word. So Drishtva Parisramam Krishna Kripaya said Swabandhane. Then Jashoda captured Krishna. Then she could bind Krishna because Krishna was very much impressed by her labor, her hard work, whole morning, nothing, no household chore was done. Everything is unfinished. Jashoda is determined to bind Krishna. In this way, went on and on. Jashoda, at last, Krishna got tied up with a simple rope. The gopis were happy. They were talking Jasoda with jokingly, you did that, but next day we'll see, he will do the same thing. This was Gopi's intention. Krishna should come to their house and should steal butter so that they can have some dealings with Krishna. Because most of the time Krishna was with Jashoda inside because she was the queen of Braja. So Krishna was with her mother all the time. So Gopi didn't have chance to see Krishna, to have her talk with Krishna. That is why Gopi devised this kind of plan. They wanted him, Krishna, come out and steal butter so that Gopi have some darshan of Krishna. This is the intention behind. But in this Dama Bandhana Leela, while Jashoda bind Krishna with a rope, it was specifically to show the world I am bound by the love of the devotees. Ebang sandarshitayanda harinavrityavashyatam Savasena Krishnena Jaswadase Swarang Base. Sukada Goswami giving the conclusion. Evang Sandarsita Yanga. Hey Anga. Anga means my dear. Parikshit. Just to show the world. Harina Vritya Vashyata. Harina, Hari Krishna, Vritya Vashyata. He may be Krishna may be the supreme Lord of the world. Still, he's always under the control of his devotees. Aham bhakta paradena yasatantra vaddeja. Sadhurir grasta hrudaye bhaktir bhakta jana priya. I'm always bound by the rope, I'm always bound by the love of my devotees. This is what Krishna's madhurya mood. Evam sandarsidayanga harina bhrutya vashyata. Svabhasenapi krishnena. The entire world, even the demigods, the prominent demigods, everybody is subordinate to Krishna. Still, he is subordinate to his devotees. This is the theme of the Damodara Leela. And everybody can bind Krishna if we have that kind of love and affection. Exactly, Jasoda had. The kind of love Krishna Jasoda had. And Srimad Bhagavatam is filled with such kind of devotees. The gopis, the Pandavas, Prahlad Maharaj, Krishna Graha Grahita Atma. Just like someone is haunted by a ghost, he forgets his own identity. Similarly, Prahlad Maharaj was always, on the lap of Krishna. Krishna was on the he was always hugged by Krishna. Therefore, when they tried to kill him, Asuras, when as soon as they got the orders of Hiranyakashipu, go, Sarvapayana Antabhya Sambhoja Sayanasane. You kill this child. He's not my son. If you don't know how to kill him, let me tell you three ways to kill him. Sambhoja gave poison while he was eating, poison the food. Sayanasane, when he's sleeping, let the mad elephant run, stamp it, by under the step of the mad elephant, and when he's sitting, throw some oil, boiled oil on him, kill him. Any possible way to kill him. He's not my son. Then as soon as they got the order, they tried to stab him with the big lance and very sharpened weapons. But nothing could affect Prahlad Maharaj. Why? It's because Prahlad Maharaj was always on the lap of Krishna, just like a mother having a child in her lap. So unless you kill the mother, you cannot kill the child. So Krishna is transcendental, so nothing material weapon cannot pierce Krishna's body. So Prahlad was always protected. This is the love of Krishna. Pandavas, the Prahlad, Ambarish Maharaj. It's because Krishna's devotees always keep Krishna under control because of their love. Aham bhakta paradhina yajatantra vadvija sadhve grasta hridaya bhaktir bhakta jana priya. Name nemang viranchi virencho nabhavo nasirapyarangasraya. This sort of loving relationship that Srila Prabhupada Acharya, the Mahaprabhu's followers have given us. We are in the same line. Jashoda Mai's Gopi's line we are. So we have a great chance of receiving that kind of love, which binds Krishna, which brings Krishna under control. This kind of love. Name, nemang birancho, na bhavo. Even the great Brahma, the creator of the universe, the first engineer, Prabhupada said, the first engineer of the universe, the first created beings. Bhava na bhava. Bhava means Shivaji. Na bhavo, nasri rabhya rangasraya. Even Sri means Lakshmi Devi. They don't have this kind of love. Just show the hand. Prasadam levire gopi jattat prapa vimuktada. Prasada levire gopi, gopi means Jasoda. This kind of love only Jasoda had, and nobody else can have. Nobody else, unless we come under the line, under the you know, come in the line of gopi, just like our parampara, Brahmamadya Gaudiya parampara, Mahaprabhu's parampara, Srila Prabhupada Acharya's parampara. We have every opportunity to receive that love from the Acharya. One thing you want to know, Krishna never gives that of love, this sort of bhakti to anyone. If one tries hard, big austerity, do bhajans, one can have the, maybe some can have mukti, liberation, but never Krishna offered this kind of love. Because if he gives that love, he has to be bound by the love. That he has to be a servant of that devote, specific devote, just like Jashoda and Pandavas and all this. And in Srimad Bhagavatam, one sloka, Sukadeva Goswami said, "Oh Parikshit, you are very fortunate. You Pandavas are very fortunate. Jaduna, they are very fortunate. Brajavasi, they are very fortunate because you have that kind of love. Mukting dadati karichit nasma bhakti yoga. Sometimes he gives the mukti, but never to any this kind of bhakti, this kind of bhakti, this kind of love. Because once if anybody receive that kind of love, then Krishna get bound by that devotee. And devotee controls the Krishna. And nobody wants to be controlled. Therefore, where can we get that kind of love? Not Krishna, we cannot get it from Krishna. We can get it from the devotees of Krishna. Devotees of Krishna. Srila Prabhupada Acharya Vaishnava Parampara, we have our parampara is called the aristocratic parampara. Just like someone is from the aristocratic family, his father was a jamindar, his grandfather was a jamindar, his great grandfather was a king or so many things. Then he has something reason to be proud. Hey, I am from a jamindar family. Similarly, we have a reason to be proud because our father, grandfather, this spiritual master, grandest spiritual master, we see entire parampara is filled with, aristocratic devotees. The Goswamis, Pundarika Vidyanidhi, Narottam Das Thakur, they are all aristocratic devotees, stalwart devotees. And we are in that parampara. That's we have reason to be proud. We have reason to be proud. It said, राजन्पतिः गुरुरलं भवतां जदूना दैवं प्रियं कुलपतिः क्व च किङ्करो वा अस्तोभे अस्त्वेव मङ्गल भगवान् भजतां मुकुन्दो मुक्तिं ददाति करिस्मे करिचित् स्म न भक्ति योगम्. He's saying, Sukadeva Goswami, Parikshit, you are very, very fortunate. You Pandavas, Yaduna, and you have turned Krishna into like Krishna. It's so much in love with you. He has become your master. He has become your guru. He has become your surut. Surut means your evolution friend. Even you could make Krishna your own messenger. Even Krishna works for you, and Krishna is your servant. It's because you have so much love with him. But this kind of love Krishna never gives to anyone. Mukting dadati karichit. If somebody works so hard, undergoes so much austerities, Krishna maybe offers in mukti, liberation, but never Krishna offers anyone this kind of bhakti. And this bhakti is obtained by the mercy of the spiritual master and the Mahaprabhu's followers. This is how he said that then Krishna was bound by Jasoda. Jasoda bound him with a great mortar, the iron, the it's called stone mortar, udukula, and she knew that he cannot move it. He couldn't move it. It was so heavy. And she bound him with the mortar. Then she was engaged with his household chore. All morning she has been chasing after Krishna. कृष्णस्तु गृहकृत्येष व्यग्रयां मातरिं प्रभु अद्राखित अर्जुनो पूर्वं गुह्यको धनदात्मजो. Then while he was tied up to the martyr, and he was rubbing his eyes and crying profusely. At once his glance fell upon the two Arjuna Vriksha. Arjuna, big big trees from the from Satya Yuga. And anyway, it's about 100 years. The calculation of Devatas, they were there in the courtyard of Nanda Maharaj, Arjuna Bhuksha. Then Krishna wanted to deliver them. Dhanadaatmajo, they were the Nalakubara and Manigriva. कुबेरात्मजो बद्धमूर्ति भजदमद त्वयामोचितौर भक्ति भाजो कृतो च तथा प्रेम भक्ति सकामने प्रयच्छ न मोक्षे ग्रहोर में स्थितामोदरे. Those were the sons of Kubera. एकल पुरा नारद सापेन वृक्षतंग प्रापितो महा. Why they became the trees? Because of the curse of Narada Muni. And Narada was also gave the blessings. He become the Arjuna tree or two Arjuna tree in the courtyard of Nanda Maharaj. When Krishna appears, she will deliver you. He said, Pura Narada Sapena Bhukshatam Prapito Yata. Out of the curse of Narada Muni, they became trees. Nala Kubera Mani Griba iti Khyata Sryaneta. Then they became Nalakubar and Manigriva. And why they were cursed? That it was a separate chapter. They were the sons of a very wealthy demigods, Kubera, and they are very much proud because of the wealth, because of the high parentage, and because of their high bodily strength. And they are from Sivaloka. They were in the Kailasa Loka. They were hanging with all these ladies and having some fun, some this kind of sinful activities in the Ganga, in Ganga. So Narada Muni cursed them to become the trees, Arjuna tree. So Krishna, when he saw that this Arjuna tree has been for a long time, so Narad, since Narad had given him this kind of discourse, so the course of the devotee, spiritual master, course of the pure devotee, or the blessing, both are beneficial. So that's why I should deliver them. Then Krishna pulled the martyr, this big martyr, and when the martyr got stuck in the middle of the tree, Krishna pulled him. Then the tree fell with a thunderous sound, big sound. And while she was tied up to that martyr, there are three, four children. They were playing at the time, at that place. When there was a big sound, and everybody ran to that spot. And Krishna delivered those Nalakubera Manikriva. They prayed, they gave their prayer, then they went back to their own abode. The devotees, the Gopavasis, they went to that spot and they said how it happened. There was no storm, no tornado, nothing, but such a big victory, how they fell. Everybody was astonished. But this question remained mystery. How they fell. How did these two trees, huge trees, so old trees, how they fell down? A couple of children, they were playing at that place. They say that this boy, he pulled, and all the tree fell down because he pulled the martyr. Everybody would chastise the children. Is it possible this little child can pull the trees? Because no matter how much Aishwarya Krishna showed, the Brajavasis, they never believed it. They think this is a small child. Jasoda think he's my son. Nanda thinks he's my son. Everybody is taking Krishna as their child, their friend, or their lover, but they never think he's God. This is the Madhurya Bhava. Madhurya Bhava, where Aishwarya Bhava, Krishna's all gratefulness is always hidden by the Madhurya Bhava. So this is how Krishna is. It is such a long story, so I just made a little shortcut, but I couldn't explain it properly. But anyway, you got the point. So I think we should stop here. If anybody has any question, Hare Krishna. With regard to the philosophy, yes, go ahead. There's always question. We don't see, so we don't have this question in Bhubaneswar. Generally, people don't ask question. Okay, go ahead. Hare Krishna. Yes. Mhm. Mhm. Now you are asking that when they like the temple deities, the yeah. The reason is that yes, naturally we have kind of feeling that these deities are not properly, how called, properly installed in a ritualistic way as we do. But anyway, we remember Krishna, we see the deities. We remember, of course, if a pure devotee installs some deity, he has some potency, strong potency, and deity acts exactly Krishna, not different from Krishna. But generally, we make this deity, but it's not installed by any pure devotee or installed in a very sanctified, ritualistic way. But it gives us the remembrance to Krishna. And another thing is, if our mind is pure, we can manifest Krishna anywhere. Anywhere, if we're very pure. So, when the deities are there, and we can remember Krishna while we're offering lamp or reciting this Astakam, Damodar Astakam, or anything, then Krishna manifests if we are pure. But it installed by the pure devotee, it has special significance. Anyway, it is something spiritual. We cannot just administrate in scientific way. Science is material anyway. So it's a matter of faith. Matter of faith. Just like when Billa Mangal Thakur, the Besya means what? Prostitute. The prostitute chastised him. The love and affection you have for this body, my body, if you have similar kind of love for Krishna, you would be a great devotee. What would you do in that situation? Could you become a Bairagi? No. We have done so many things, and just like we're treating a prostitute. How dare you to teach me? It's the first word will come out of you. But he could see the Guru's instruction inside. This person is saying right. Yes, I have a strong attachment for this flesh and bone body. You understand me? That's a matter of consciousness. Consciousness. So maybe the deity is not installed in it by a pure devotee or something, but it reminds us when you know the story when Srila Prabhupada first Jagannath saw Jagannath in Western world. Some Mataji or somebody bought that small deity of Jagannath. She thought it was something, some kind of doll or something. When brought it to Srila Prabhupada, Prabhupada very much offered Dandavat. Isn't it? You heard that story. Lord of Dandavat. Is there any other deity besides this? Hey, there are other truths. So bring them. That means it's a matter of consciousness. You understand me, I say. I hope, eh? Yes. It asking the spiritual master how the spiritual master's curse also blessings. Those were demons, they were killed in Braja. They were all cursed by the great devotees. They were cursed. You see, the Jamalajana Vriksha, these two, Navakubara Manigriva, they were the residents of Gandharva Loka. Kubera was his father. They had lots of wealth and lakhs of years of lifespan. They could have enjoyed life, but never they would have been able to meet Krishna. It's because of the curse of Narada Muni they got this opportunity. A spiritual master when becomes very much disturbed by anyone's behavior, become dissatisfied, you will have the reactions. Sometimes even one offends spiritual master, one becomes lepers and some terrible disease or totally devastated. Your social life, material life, it's totally devastated. Anyway, that's a big way to teach you the lesson. And also in Bhagavatam or and other scriptures too, those who have been cursed by the devotees. Anyway, you have to catch the attention of the pure devotee by pleasing him or displeasing him. But we should not do deliberately displease devotee because we will be cursed. But but generally, the like the Saubhari, he was cursed by Garuda. That's why. Anyway, you understand what I'm saying. The Saubhari was cursed by Garuda. He made this Vaishnava Aparad. Vaishnava Aparad. But you cannot like displease, deliberately displease, because you cannot tolerate the reactions. Tolerate the reaction. It is not the way to achieve Krishna consciousness. You always try to please the spiritual master. It's not the way. But anyway, the those who have been cursed by the pure devotees, they have gotten. Because to friend of Krishna or enemy of Krishna, anyway you will delivered by Krishna. To become friend of, but easy to become the enemy of Krishna. But very difficult to become friend of Krishna. We are already enemy of Krishna because we don't follow his rules, regulations. So anyway, become connected to Krishna. But spiritual master's offense is very grievous, very grievous. But we cannot tolerate the reactions. But spiritual master is very merciful. He generally don't curse anyone, never curses anyone. He knows that if I curse him, then he will never create Krishna for long time. He will be away and away from Krishna consciousness. He never, but he become displeased someone, never curses anyone. Displeased. When I get displeased, his Krishna consciousness is checked. But we should not do any our behavior should not that to do anything so that we can displease. We always try to please him. But he is always waiting. Even if we don't behave according to his expectation, he's always waiting. Someday you would understand it. But anyone, it is this is the principle. Anyone who blessed or cursed by the pure devotee has gotten Krishna. You understand me? Madhavendra Puri had his disciple Ishwarapuri, Ramachandra Puri. Ramachandra Puri was cursed, Maheshwar Puri was blessed. Blessed. But when you become when a spiritual master gets dissatisfied, the reaction is so heavy, you will cry for his mercy. And that's another way of become very much attached to him. But we should not do that. We should not. That's a heavy reaction, you cannot take it up. Okay, I guess. Yes.
How to give up the tendency of being Vishram, because we are so addicted to it. I am so
When you're running to catch the train, how do you run? You forget everything. Just like your train is on time, you are 2 minutes behind. You're running like anything and you don't care for the world. So, by listening from a very powerful devotees, when you take Krishna consciousness, it's very serious. I have already spent major portion of my life, And by listening to the devotees, it becomes, when you find something is very, it's necessary, it is essential, I have to have it, then you can have rest, like snore and sleep and snore. Naturally, you will run for it. But the thing is that when we come to the Krishna consciousness, after some years, someday we become complacent, become, oh, it's okay. It's okay, it's going on. Okay, maybe not this life, we have another life. Still there is hope. So that's why it takes time. It takes time. But in Gurudev would say, Gaura Govinda Swami Maharaj, finish this business in this life. Don't wait for the next life. Finish this business. And it only happens if you have a good association. Otherwise, you become complacent, natural. Because we want to enjoy. You come to this world for enjoyment, nothing else. So association makes you become serious. You cannot become serious on your own because you have no taste for spirit. Just like uh, you want some job, for example. Nobody has to tell you work so hard. Nobody has to tell you because you know, if I get the job, I can have money, I can have wife, I can have car, so many things. You always have a dream inside. But in spiritual life, we have no previous experiences. Have you ever been to Vaikuntha? No. Do you have any kind of an experience how it looks like? How you feel in if you're in Vaikuntha? No. We hear it, we read it. So it doesn't motivate us. We don't have same kind of seriousness as we are as looking for a job. So in this way, so since we don't have this kind of experience, so we need a big association, a good association, which makes it serious. Understand me? I see. So you won't rest at all. No, I have to do this. When you feel the seriousness, I need this anyway, by hook or crook, then you will never feel complacence or I shall get some rest. No rest. Okay. It happens generally in case of in the association of pure devotees. Very, very fast happen. Very. But in general association, we buy times. Okay, yes. I hope I made myself clear. You understood something. The thing is, my mother tongue is Oriya, so it is very difficult to explain something. I have never been out of this, like, oh, out of Orissa, so it's a difficult to explain something in English. I've written in Oriya language, so immediately to translate in English to say something is a little bit difficult. Anyway, you get the point. Yeah? Gradually, it will come. Hare Krishna. जय श्रीमद् भागवतम की जय श्रील प्रभुपाद श्रील गुरुदेव की जय निताय गौर प्रेमानंदे
Hare Krishna. So Hare Krishna.